when the time came for me to, as I was writing this book, as a matter of fact, I was writing chapter, I think it was chapter 12 or 13. I started to kind of write the characteristics of the firstborn son, or what I'm doing in my life right now. Well, maybe the other way around, but nonetheless, I wrote this whole chapter trying to describe my dad, and I realized I'm writing about me. Everything he's doing, serving the church, just willingly, I'm writing about my dad. And I looked at it and was like, that's me. He didn't speak to me. He didn't tell me, son, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this, you're going to be this. He just lived it. I think that's just my dad. How did the Apostle Paul? Apostle Paul called Timothy my son. Listen to what he writes in 1 Corinthians 4:17. For this very cause I sent to Timothy, who is my beloved, trustworthy child in the Lord, who will recall to your minds my methods of proceeding and course of conduct and way of life in Christ, such as I teach everywhere in each of the churches. Because Paul took Timothy and titled these guys, especially Timothy, everywhere he went, he became that affectionate to him and called him his son. He had no doubt that Timothy would mimic exactly who Paul was. So when he sent him, that's confidence right there. I know Timothy would do exactly as I have done. Because he's been with me and he's watching them. Maybe you remember, maybe this one will ring a bell to you. Matthew 4:19. Wait for me at the synagogues or on the shores of Galilee, and I will make you fishers of men. Does that ring a bell? No, it doesn't ring a bell. Christ said, follow me. So he said, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men. Again, there's Christ changing the whole world where we're sitting today because he took 12 men and took them everywhere he went. And they watched him. And they learned by being by his side. When he was being challenged by Pharisees and Sadducees or whatever, they watched. Heck, they were scared during the crucifixion. But when that Christ came back to, when he resurrected, and they realized that, oh wow, this is the truth, that what they saw became incredible power and strength. Again, statistics says that our children mimic those they admire. And I promise you, my dad was my hero. He is my hero. It's about family legacy. Again, it's about impactful living for multi-generational appreciation. It's not for today. What you do is not for today. What you do has to be set up in a way that it will transcend multiple generations long after you're gone. You've got to think that we've got to get our men thinking that way. Our men think too small. It's right here.